may concern. Yesterday, I was sitting there on YouTube, and they throw a lot of stuff at me. And yeah, you have to go into the matrix, and you have to understand how people are being manipulated by devices and what keeps them distracted. If you don't do that, you're trying to live in a world alone that you don't exist in alone. You get a lot of people, don't watch TV, don't do this. Don't be influenced by TV, and don't believe that anybody on TV intends on living the Lord's Prayer, obviously, because no one says they are. But don't, if you try to hide from the world, like I said about monks and priests, you can't go live in a cave and then come back and tell us how to live among the living, right? You have to understand what's happening. How can you help people live better lives if you don't understand how broken they are? Okay. If you're just focusing on yourself, I'm not going to let anybody disturb my nirvana, my namaste, my wow, so you can't do that. That's irrational. No person, you're not an island to yourself. Okay. My life is largely uncomfortable and in a lot of ways very miserable because of the way I'm treated. Because I pay attention and then interact and communicate with the technology. Say, we're going to need to do this to stop these assholes from being narcissistically self-destructive. Now, one of them was C.S. Lewis, who was a Christian author who gave us The Lion, the Rich, and the Wardrobe series, the Narnia thing, which is all magical thinking. He said, you had no right to happiness, is what it said. It's like, I'm not going to go listen to some academic like Karl Marx talk for 13 minutes about his perception of the Gospels when he doesn't live them, right? Don't want to hear it, right? That's irrelevant. I don't want to hear that, right? Tolkien, Lewis, and all that, they're rich people trying to interpret the Gospels because they're trying to come to terms with the guilt of the mass murder of their lineage, their family. They're the people that you have to go to school. You have to compete academically for high marks. You have to get tuppence. You have to. What about the Lord's Prayer? What the fuck, you academics there? Okay, so now sports is a way to keep the people that were trained for years how to manage their environment, how you talk into Valhalla. They've been talking jock assholes into, everybody, you'll be the star fucker, star killer fucker, still killer fucker, killer fucker, killer. A lot of times when you talk the guy into being the star killer fucker, you send him off to die. So you're in charge and women go for security and you get to fuck all the hot girls. Because all the jocks are going off and getting themselves killed. I'm not one to kiss and tell, but I've been seen with Farrah, right? He's the Hollywood stuntman that makes Redford such a star. And you distract all these lowbrow, aggressive, violently driven by their dick people, because nothing's better than a good hamburger, right? Keenan playing Charles on Saturday Night Live. And with Tristan Thompson, the only thing better than pussy is two pussies, right? Yeah. Some of them have penises and play center for the Cleveland Cavaliers, right? So you act like a bitch, use a bitch, right? They're in heat. They let them go. They're going to kill. Let them go, right? And they've been this way for thousands of years, okay? And so when you actually have a man, okay, that knows how to be a man, can control himself, okay? Control is being able to, the way I control myself, okay? That's control. Manipulation, I'm not a manipulative bitch. I'm like the control mechanism of all controls as far as human beings go at this time, which I'm like, really? Seriously? I'm totally uncomfortable and totally annoyed. Poor dog he is tough. He's hanging on. He won't let go. It's not like the cat. The cat, I told her to just let go. And there's a lot of emotional attachment. A lot of it could go with the cat was just miserable and ready to go. The dog wasn't miserable and really had an attachment to the kids, so it could be affected by the virtual presence of the assholes who are doing things better than me, and they'll always be better than me, and like, this sucks. So it's uncomfortable, so I can't really just lie there and talk him into letting go. He won't. Okay, he's miserable as hell, and he's dying, and you think, we've been going about 3 months now thinking that's his last day, and now he can't get up, and he pees on the floor sometimes. I think he did last night. And I was like, I don't know how he peed. He didn't drink a lick of water. He won't. I tried to get him to drink water. He won't. He won't eat. I cooked him hamburger last night. He won't eat the hamburger. He won't eat anything or drink. So he's going to die eventually because he just won't eat or drink. And I can't get him to. And so his body's wanting to shut down. He wants to die, but he's like in mixed emotions. But this is a rarefied situation for an animal to go through, being a science project for C.S. Lewis, Tolkien, and Karl Marx's egos, right? Which Asimov is similar. When I went and saw him in office, okay, he's like Marx and Orwell, and so he's like Marx and Orwell and Lewis and Tolkien. Okay, you sit there and watch it. Oh, this is great. You think they're going to get it with the whole orcs in the mountain, the dwarfs in the mountain? Nope, nope, nope. There's no solutions. It's just entertainment. That's the way they see the Bible, is just mere entertainment. Okay. And there might be mysteries in there to be solved. And it's like, it's pragmatic. It's right in your face. It's, oh, shit, burgers and fries. Life's eternal, grace is infinite. Laws are natural, and you need to understand. Okay, it's just fuck a duck again. And even they're fucked up by complete assholes like King James and Constantine. Okay, if you read the consistencies in the stories, they make sense. Even if there's no mystery here. Here's what's actually being displayed as intelligence and reason, and here's what's not being lived, and it keeps repeating itself because of assholes like you. I make higher marks than you. I made higher marks than my father. I don't want to outdo my father in anything. I just want to be me. And the thing about it is when I talk to him about the things I've done and have to do, he acts like I'm cocky, and he gets angry at me and tells me I'm an arrogant, cocky little shit, right? And I'm like, God dang, you're acting just like Treviso and Oliver, and it just sucks. I can't be myself. I can't explain to him and share with him what I'm doing. It's like being the best basketball player in the world, and you got to go, Dad, they tried this, but I beat them. And we won 18 championships in a row, and he'd roll his eyes, well, cocky little son of a bitch, I didn't even get a play. And they're affecting him psychologically. It's a scientist. I know it's them. And if my dad had validation and the scientist acknowledged what was done because it's pragmatic and perfect, I wouldn't have to tolerate this. Even if he wasn't happy with it, he'd be living with other people because we'd all be living the Lord's Prayer. And I wouldn't have to feel his, him and my sister rolling their eyes at me and telling me, and so you think you're Earl from the book of Revelation who redeems the Gospels because people aren't living the Lord's Prayer. Yeah, what do you think? It doesn't matter what other people think. What matters is that I believe it. I'm capable of doing it, and I do it. That's all that matters, right? And then everybody lives it, and the Lord's Prayer is perfect, right? Okay, let's load this up. Now, people can handle honesty. If you lie about them and say they're this, that, and that, okay. I don't have their surveillance. David Rockefeller does. And you shouldn't be able to watch it because I was being abused through my family, and I still overcame it and gave you the Lord's Prayer and didn't turn into a pile of shit like you. Okay? Everybody get up and get your A's, B's, and C's right. Okay? You fail heinously because you're ugly and selfish.